Yes, good morning, everyone. I hope you are able to hear me and you are able to watch my screen. I have shared the yesterday demo session to everybody. If someone is not received in your Google Drive, please share your Gmail ID. So you have to go to the Gmail and Drive and you have to verify shared with me option. Then you will be receiving the folder here. You will be receiving the folder HCM December 2019 demos. In this folder, you will see the first demo and the syllabus copy. Two things will be available. Okay. So anybody would like to talk with me? If you have any doubts, please let me know so that we can discuss. Okay, fine. So if you don't have any doubts, now we are moving into our second demo. So last class we talked about, in the last demo, we discussed about what is ERP, what are the different types of ERPs we have, what is cloud and on-premises ERP, and what is Oracle Fusion Cloud ERP, and what is Oracle Fusion HCM, and what are the different environments we have. What are the different environments we have? And we talked about the syllabus. Yes, Bharat, I'm coming to you. Yes, Devender, tell me.
Yeah.
Bharat, I think, just 1 minute, Devender, 1 minute. Bharat,
Yeah.
I think you connected from mobile, so I'm not able to unmute you. So please connect from system, then only I'll be able to unmute. Yes, Devender, please go ahead.
Yeah. Can we cover OTL as a part of this session?
No, Devender, OTL is not there. Actually, OTL compensation and benefits, for that we are developing a separate self-paced training. So,
Okay.
So that's going to be launched on January 1st. So we are going to launch this. I'll just show the demo how it looks like. So this is, so it's like similar to our Udemy type. So we are going to launch this.
Okay. Thanks.
From here. The reason is very simple. See, most of the people who is learning HCM, they'll come from basics, right? So I will be starting from the global HR payroll options talent. By that time, the load is very heavy. Okay. So then the OTL and compensation and benefits. So you can see that ours, we started like this. So you can enroll yourself directly here. Directly you can go for here, and it's everything is ready. It's the designing process is just pending, and we are launching on 2020 January 1st this site. So we are going to have it here, so everybody can log in yourself and go for practice at yourself. Sagar, can you please drop your email ID, and Tirupati Rao, I will share today. No doubt, no problem. I'll share both the videos, last class and today class, both. Yes, Sagar, please drop your email ID. I think if you have dropped yesterday, I could have done it. Please drop it again. I'll do it tomorrow. Today I'll do it again, both last. Yes. Any other people would like to discuss? Yes, Bharat. You, I think still you are on, only on webcam. That's the reason I'm not able to unmute you. Yes, we'll be discussing the complete FAQs project and everything it is. We are going to talk all the project point of view. We will make the things comfortable to everybody. Sagar, you would like to talk with me? Yes. So anybody would like to talk with me? There is an option you can raise hand. Sagar, I'm not able to see your number because if you raise hand, yes. Yes, Sagar, please go ahead.
Yeah, just wanted to check with you that it's just in the demo. It's just the basic part you have covered. It's just the introduction, right?
Yes, we will be having 3 demos. Yesterday class we talked about ERP and other. Today we'll be discussing what is enterprise structure, means when we are implementing HCM to the client, how we will configure the enterprise structure, user implementation project and all. Tomorrow we'll be discussing how to hire employees, how to create usernames and password, how to attach the roles to the user, how the user can log into the applications. This part will be discussed. Tell me any other things you would like to know.
As of now, that's it. I would rather first go through the demo, then maybe we'll have the question maybe because
No
I don't.
problem. No problem. You can ask me the questions at any point of time. So this is like we thought that because many people are from non-ERP background or non-Oracle applications background, so we need to go into that level and start explaining. That's why we started yesterday and all. Yeah.
No problem. I'm already working on it as an end user, so maybe this will help me.
Okay, fine. Sure. Yes, Bharat. Yes, we received the email. Definitely, we'll share to that everyone. We'll share it. Sure. So we'll share in your Google Drive. You can get it. Okay, fine. So now, yes, Chandra. Sure, we'll do it. Topics. Yes, just now I told right. There will be a syllabus copy in that folder. You'll be receiving this folder in your Google Drive. Okay, so there will be a demo 2, obviously today class also, and there will be a syllabus copy here, Excel sheet. Okay, thank you guys. Let's move into this. Okay, so the first thing is we are going to discuss now the today concepts. We are going to discuss what is implementation project. What is implementation project? What are the HCM modules we have? Total. What are the HCM modules? What is a enterprise structure configuration? ESC model. How to define this ESC, enterprise structure configuration. This is what we are going to discuss today. Excel sheet is not dynamic. I given the complete, this syllabus copy in Excel sheet. Let me explain that. Okay. So in the Excel sheet, we will find, so the first one is demo, right? This is what we discussed yesterday. So what is ERP? Different ERP applications, different environments where we can implement Fusion applications to the client, like cloud, SaaS model, PaaS model, and on-premises, and the syllabus of HCM. This all 5 modules and technical. This is the demo tab. And this is our enterprise structure configurator. next every module. This is first module, global HR, payroll module, technical module, options management and talent management module. This is topics wise we'll be discussing general notes. So this, of course, we will be sharing. I've already shared this Excel sheet to everybody. In Google Drive, it will be there. So you can download and see every video you can download. Whatever I'm going to share, every video you can download. And always it is accessible. Of course, you can do that. Okay. So now we are going for whenever we are implementing Fusion applications to the client. So what will be like last class, I think someone has asked what will be the license cost. So recently you might have seen Act Fiber Net. Act Fiber Net has implemented. They have 8,000 employees. Act Fiber Net having 8,000 employees. They provide broadband internet services to the customers. Across India, they have 8,000 employees. And their HR department is 200 employees. They have 200 employees in HR department. 200 employees are there. So now this Act Fiber Net has implemented Oracle Fusion HCM Cloud to maintain their 8,000 employees information. They have maintained 8,000 employees information. Okay. So 8,000 employees data they want to maintain. So that what happened, they subscribe to the cloud for Oracle, and Oracle Fusion HCM they are implementing. And Oracle Fusion HCM they are maintaining their 8,000 employees data. So how many user logins they need? 200 logins they need. 200 employees will be connecting to the application. So what Oracle has done is 250 multiplied by 300 rupees. That is the cost per month. So what's the cost? It comes around it comes around 300 rupees per single user. They give an it is comes around 75,000 something, and some loyalty cost. Depends on the number of users. Depends on the number of users they are going to maintain. They depends on the number of users they give the price. Okay, so I think they may give 500 per user also. For 200 means it comes around 1 lakh per month they have to pay for usaging of this product through cloud. It's very less price. It's very less price. This is okay. Fine. So that's how the Oracle will sell the product to the customers now, and people are working. So first we'll see how to create an implementation project, and we'll call it as FSM, Functional Setup Manager. FSM stands for Functional Setup Manager. So whenever log into the applications, go to user menu. In Fusion applications, the moment whenever we log in, there will be two menus, navigator menu, user menu. Okay, user menu will be used to do the setups. This is the place where we are going to configure all our setups. Means we will be performing our complete functional setups and maintenance here. Here, this is what we call it as a FSM, Functional Setup Manager. Functional Setup Manager. Okay, so here we are going to call it as. And here we will come to know that what are the modules or areas you can implement to your client. Last class we discussed, when we say ERP product, there will be a financials, there will be a supply chain management, there will be a human capital management. Like this we have, right? So in the same way, we can see what are the domains we have here, the list. This financials is there, Fusion Accounting Hub, marketing, order management, procurement, product management, sales, supply chain planning, workforce deployment, workforce development, like this, all this we have. The same information I could see from here also graphically. Go to offerings, we can see the logos also. This depends on the customer subscriptions. Depends on the customer subscriptions. We can find over here it is. If the customer has subscribed to financials, only this icon will display. If the customer has subscribed for procurement, we can see only this. If the customer has subscribed for order management, we can find only this particular icon. Then where is HCM? I'm able to see finance. I'm able to see marketing. I'm able to see order management, sales, product management, procurement, like this. But I could not find anywhere the HCM. HCM is a combination of 3 modules, 3 offerings. HCM is a combination of 3 offerings. We can find over here. Here is our HCM. This is the image which will shows us complete our HCM structure, human capital management. So it's mainly divided into 3 parts: workforce deployment, workforce development, compensation management. Here workforce is nothing but employees. Workforce is nothing but our employees. Deployment is nothing but configuration. Deployment is nothing but configuration. So first we have to deploy the product, where we need to configure our organization structure. Then we have to configure our employees data, employees and managers data. So after deployment, then we will maintain the development. Development in the sense, for example, today we hired employee, and employee is having following skills. After 3 months, what are the skills upgraded? After 6 months, any certifications he got? After 1 year, any awards he got? Like this, obviously the organization would like to maintain the employee talent, performance, goals, success. These all things we need to configure. That comes under development. Based on the employee performance, we will try to give some benefits to the employees. We'll try to offer the salary. We'll try to offer the appraisals process. This all comes under compensation management. There is something called span business processes. Nothing but it's global. So whatever the topics we have, topics or features we have, these all are available in compensation, development, and deployment. In all the 3 places it will be available. So the meaning of this span business processes, nothing but these all features are global, available for all the areas, available for all the areas. That's what we call it. So what is mean by HCM? What are the offerings we have? So total we have 3: workforce deployment, workforce development, and compensation. Total 3 offerings we have. Here it is. Okay. So span business process is nothing but there is a concept called fast formulas, profile management, WDM, workforce directory management. These 3 concepts are features available in all these 3 areas. It means, for example, your client has subscribed only for this. Client has subscribed for HCM, that's fine. But in HCM, client is telling, I don't want all these modules. I need only deployment modules. Okay. So client will pay the money only for deployment modules, and he will try to use only these modules. Even if client subscribed for workforce deployment, still he can access this span business process topics. It means these topics are global, available in all the offerings, all the 3 offerings. Okay. Now when it comes to the deployment, So what are the modules we are going to discuss? We'll talk about global HR. This is what is the meaning of this global HR module? We are global HR or core HR or GHR. Sometimes in the interviews they'll ask you, are you comfortable with GHR? GHR stands for global HR. This is basic module. This is basic module we must implement for every client. Without global HR, we cannot implement HCM to the client. This is mandatory because in this module only we will configure our organization structure. So let's say your client is AC Act Fibernet. They are telling that I have business in India, in Bangalore and Noida and Delhi and Pune, in 4 cities. I have 20 branches. So all these 20 branches names, that locations, that employees data, in that location, what are departments are there, what are the jobs, positions, grades, this all information we are supposed to configure. We are supposed to configure. That module is a global HR. So global HR is the main pillar for the complete HCM. That is the base. That is the base. Okay. So that's why without global HR, we cannot implement HCM to the client. So that's the first module we will be discussing. Then the second one is payroll. Once you hire an employee, so you are hiring employees here, your 8,000 employees data is here. They are working in our organization and they are coming to the office every day. End of the month or end of the week or end of the bi-weekly in the sense every 2 weeks, we are supposed to pay the salary. In India it will be every month. In US it will be like every month. In UK it's every 4 weeks. We'll call it as a lunar month. Every 4 weeks we have to pay the salary to the employees. So how you are going to configure your payroll, earnings or deductions and taxes and pay. So that's what the second module is, a payroll module. So that's what we will be discussing, end-to-end implementation, how we are going to run the payroll for the 8,000 employees or 10,000 employees, whoever it is. So that we are going to discuss. Then after that, we are going to talk about options management module. So this options management module is mainly for the leaves. When employee join in the organization, there will be a leave plans like annual leaves, vacation leaves, sick leaves, maternity leaves, and there will be some paid leaves. Like that, different plans are applicable for different employees. We cannot say that for every employee the same plan is applicable. Depends on the employee position or grade or branch or based on the some other profile, eligibility profiles. Based on that, the options will be allocated. Number of leaves will be allocated. That module is nothing but options management. That's our third module we'll be discussing. The fourth one is a talent management, which is a combination of all these 5 modules. Talent review, performance management, goal management, succession management. I can see only 4 here: talent, performance, goal, and succession. There is something here. This also comes under that. Total 5. If you combine all these 5, it will become as a talent management module. Once we hire an employee, when employee is working with us, we are supposed to recognize the employee talent. We have to assign some goals to the employee, and then we have to measure the employee goal success and give the performance ratings. And then we have to identify what are the skills he has upgraded and what are the areas he has included. Based on that, then we will give the appraisals and other things. That comes under talent management. This is our fourth module which we are going to discuss. When it comes to the compensation management, we have benefits and compensation here. So we'll be discussing about individual compensation model. So not the entire compensation, only individual compensation will be discussing. It means partially we are going to cover the compensation, nothing but a salary part. These are the 4 modules: global HR, payroll, options management, talent management, individual compensation. Total 5 modules. These 5 modules we are going to cover end-to-end functional setups. This is a major requirement for the clients. This 5 modules, every client will go for implement. Every client will go for implement. Additionally, once you are clear these modules and enter into the organization, additionally you will try to learn next time and labor and benefits compensation full-fledged, that will be discussed. So this is a part of our HCM. Is clear everybody? Any doubts you have, please let me know. You have the option called raise hand option is there in your system. You can click that option so that I'll unmute, then you can discuss with me. If there are any small changes, we can discuss. Yes, so yes, Sagar, global payroll is, for example, there are some countries like Nigeria, Netherlands, there are some Middle East countries where Oracle has not provided localization payroll. For example, India is there. India localization payroll is there. So if we install India localization payroll, in India, whatever legislation rules are there for the paying salaries to the employees, those things are by default configured. For example, there is some South Africa client who is from, let's say, Nigeria client is there. For Nigeria, we don't have any legislation done. Oracle has not provided any separate. Then what we have to do? We have to go for global payroll. Global payroll means it will be supporting for all the countries. If the client has not provided, if Oracle is not provided for specific country, then we have to use global payroll. But best countries like US, UK, UAE, and Singapore, and India, and Europe countries, definitely Oracle will provide. If the client, Canada, if the clients are there in this particular area, then definitely Oracle will support. And Oracle has developed already based on that country localization. Localization in the sense local legislation rules are already implemented maximum. We don't need to do much work. But if there are some countries like which does not, Israel is there, and next Dubai, I think UAE is okay. So there might be some countries which are not popular. So for them, Oracle is not provided. Then we have to use global payroll and configure their rules and regulations. Okay. So this is about we have here it is. So now when I go to front end, now I could see that in offerings, where is my HCM? This is compensation management, this one. And where is workforce development here. Okay, so this is about the HCM which we have. Okay, this is just a theoretical part. I'm just showing you in the environment, compensation management, workforce deployment, workforce development. If you select all these three, it will become as HCM. It will become as HCM, human capital management. Okay, fine. So now first what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain you what is implementation project. So once we log in, go to task list here, manage implementation projects. So implementation project is nothing but group of offerings which we are implementing to our client. Group of offerings which we are implementing to our client. Okay, so offerings are nothing but a modules. Of course, offerings are nothing but a modules. Generally, the words are different. I'll give you the comparison in other applications. For example, in Oracle applications, we used to call it as domains: finance domain, supply chain domain, customer relationship management domain, like this. Then within the domains, we used to have modules. In financials, again, there are 10 to 15 modules: payables, receivables, general ledger, like this. Within the modules, there used to be menus. There used to have the forms. Forms are pages. This is the comparison with other ERP and in Fusion ERP product. In Fusion ERP applications, we don't call the domains, we'll call it as a offering. Financial offering, HCM offering, CRM offering, supply chain management, like that. Within the offerings, we will find features. Features are nothing but a modules here. Features are nothing but a modules. Here, we used to call it as menus earlier. Now we are calling it as a task list. Now we are calling it as a task list. One task list is nothing but a group of tasks. One task is nothing but a one setup or one page, one form or one page, which we will open and do that. For example, you want to create a employee, is a task. You want transfer employee, is another task. You want to terminate employee, another task. You would like to go for assign the salary to the employee, that is another task, like that. Okay. So whenever you group the task, it will become as a task list. It is similar to menus. Whenever you group the task lists, it will become as a features, nothing but a modules. Okay. And when you group the features, it will become as a offering. That's nothing but a domains. So this is all official words, but as this, we are following these words last 10-15 years in the ERP industry. Most of the people will call these words, but actual words are this one. Okay. So whenever we are going to implement the Fusion applications to the client, the first step is we have to create implementation project. Let's say I'm going for implementation project name is IBM HCM. I'm sorry, IBM HCM. That is the implementation project we are going to. And we would like to complete this project within 3 months. Let's say by February 28th, we want to complete. So we can give the start date and finish date. Of course, finish date can be extended at any point of time, depends on our requirement. Okay. So and click next button and we will ask the client what happened. Okay. So here 2020, right? February 2020. Okay. So and click next button here. Now click next button. Now if you look at here, what are the offerings you would like to implement to the client? These are the number of offerings available. These are the number of offerings available in our Fusion applications. Out of that, the client would like to implement only 5 modules. The client would like to implement only 5 modules. That, as we are discussing here, it is. As we are discussing here, we are going to have it. So what are that? I will show you how to select those modules. Go down. First module, if you look at as per our syllabus, we would like to implement global HR module. Select. Where is global HR? This is. When you select deployment, I could see that payroll module. Yes, I want. Options management. Yes, I want to implement. 2 modules I have selected. So where is global HR? Global HR, we don't need to select. It will be automatically selected. Global HR will be automatically selected. We don't need to go for select. By default, it will be available. Now go down here. Go down here. Then we got global HR, payroll options. What about talent management? Talent management means we have to go to development, workforce development. This is our goal management. This is our career development. This is our questionnaires, performance management, talent review, success. These are very simple modules. Even if you combine all the 5 modules, it won't take much complexity here. We will find all this. So development we have selected here. Then what about the other one? Individual compensation. So that will be in the starting. When we go for compensation management, there will be individual. It's very simple. Individual compensation. It means assigning the individual salary to the employee. Assigning the individual salary to the employee. So like this, we are supposed to select the offerings, whatever we want to implement to the client. So what is the definition of an implementation project? Implementation project will be used to group the modules, whatever we want to implement to the client, and we are going to configure this in the applications. Here it is. Okay. Yes. Any doubts? Here it is. Obviously, when we are entering into the project, the client will tell us the modules, what are the subscribed. Once client has subscribed, then client will tell us we got subscription for so and so module. We have to implement some modules here. Yes. Client will tell us that, then we will go ahead. Okay. Now I'm going to save and close the project. Because we would like to log out and log in. I'll just show you. Generally not required. We can continue the process, but I'll show you how it can be done. Sagar note is not required because the recording session we are going to share to everybody. And we have separate documentation to go through all this. There are some PDF documents provided by Oracle. So we'll provide that. Okay. So what I've done is now I just created an implementation project, and I'm going to show you how to log out and how to log in again. Select implementation project. Let me log out from the current user. And log in with this user here. Go to user menu. Setup and maintenance. Go to task list here. Select your implementation project. So this is what your implementation project. You can see that you have selected all 3 offerings. In compensation, we have selected individual management. Okay, so this is nothing but our global HR module. This is nothing but our global HR module. This is our global HR module over here. It is. This we will see in every way. And this is your individual compensation. So this all are task list. This all are task list. Within that, we will find the tasks. So where can I see my payroll module? Here. This is our development. So this global HR we will find everywhere. Define common applications. Define common HCM. We'll find everywhere this. and here development. I can see. So here 3 modules are there in the development. This is our global HR module. This is our payroll module. This is our options management. There are some concepts which are common: security, business intelligence. So this is our global HR. This is our payroll. This is our options management. Like this we will find here. Yes, Tirupati Rao, it will allow up to some extension. As I told yesterday, depends on our subscription. If client is looking for extensible customizations, then they have to go for PaaS environment. In the SaaS environment, there will be some limitations. Phase wise, you can go for small, but maybe in future, definitely Oracle will give. In the initial stage, will give very less, but then they'll try to give maximum. Okay, so this is how we can go for create an implementation project. So who will create this implementation project in the real time? When we are working in the project, who will create this implementation project? So this will be created by the project manager. Generally, whoever is the senior person who is of course we can also create, not a problem, but generally when we are working in the project, the project head or project leader or project manager, whoever is there, so that person is going to create an implementation project and select the modules, offerings, whatever we are implementing to our client. That. And in the implementation project, the manager can maintain the entire project status. Okay, if you look at here, so it's like a management tool. It will work like a management tool. So it will shows what are the setups, how many tasks we have to complete to set this project. There will be a button here, overview button. Click this overview button. We can find how many tasks we have to complete. We can find how many tasks we have to complete over here. It is. So here, if we click overview button, we can find the details of this. Now we can see the project overview here, and this is the name of the project. These many number of tasks, nothing but setups we have to do. How many tasks are assigned to the team members, resources, assignment details. In the first week, how many setups are done? Next week, what is the target? In 4 weeks. So like this, we will find the complete project management status. So this is mainly used for the project manager. So as a HCM consultant, as a team member, we will be working on the particular tasks. Okay, so the manager is going to assign. How the manager will assign the tasks to the employees? How the manager is going to assign the tasks to the employees? It's very simple. They'll be selecting this menu and click the assign button, and it will be assigned here. So whenever the manager select the implementation project, there is a button here, assign task. So the manager can select, okay, this task should be completed by so and so employee. So then manager can assign this task to the employees. So like this implementation, this implementation project is going to maintain the complete status of the project. So we can assign this task to so and so employee. So employee will be able to perform here. Okay, so this is how we can create an implementation project. Yes. And we discussed what are the HCM modules we have. Implementation project creation. So now we are talking about ESC. So after implementation project is created, the first setup is we need to configure enterprise structure to the client. Enterprise structure to the client. That's what we have to do. So let me save as. So ESC is nothing but enterprise structure configurator. So let's say we are implementing the business for the client called Act Fibernet. So that's our client. And client is telling that they have a business in 2 countries, in India and US. And they have business in 3 locations, Hyderabad, Bangalore and Chennai in India. In US country, 2 places, California and Los Angeles. In Hyderabad, 4 branches, ESI, SR Nagar, Kukatpalli and Secunderabad. In Bangalore, Electronic City and MZ Road. Chennai, MEPS. In California, 2 places. Los Angeles, 2 places. Like this, we will see the n number of multiple business units, nothing but a branches. In every branch, there will be a departments. This is all we have to gather the requirement from the client, from the business users. This is our responsibility. As a functional consultant, we are supposed to discuss with the business users and we have to interact with them and we have to ask, tell me what is your company name, how many countries you are running the business, how many places you are registered your company, how many branches you opened, in every branch how many departments are there, how many types of jobs your employees are there. Jobs means clerk job position, right? Clerk, cashier, sales representative, sales manager, finance managers, like that. We have to discuss all this and gather. This is what the organization structure. First, we need to configure this structure in the applications. That's what we'll call it as ESC, Enterprise Structure Configurator. Enterprise Structure Configurator here. Okay, so this is what our enterprise structure configurator, what we have seen here. It is. Manually, we will be gathering the requirement from the client. Now we'll understand the Fusion architecture. In Fusion applications, first we have to define the enterprise. First we have to define the enterprise. Enterprise is nothing but a name of the company, nothing else. Enterprise is nothing but name of the company, company address, and then we are going to have the company legal information. We are going to have company legal information. So there will be only one enterprise allowed. There will be only one enterprise allowed. Multiple enterprises not allowed. It means only one company. It means only one company. Within the enterprise, we are going to have the divisions. Within the enterprise, we are going to have the divisions. Okay, so divisions is nothing but the area of the business. For example, client is doing the business in India and US. End of the year, client would like to know in India, what is my business? In US, what is my business? So India will be one division, US will be another division. So two divisions we would like to define. Two divisions we would like to define. But divisions are optional because we don't have much features about the divisions at this point of time. Maybe in future Oracle will provide. Even I have involved around 6 implementations. So far I have not defined any divisions for the client. That is one of the feature provided by Oracle. Okay, maybe down the line they'll try to utilize it. So at this point of time, we are not going with the divisions, but you can remember what is meant by divisions. What is meant by divisions? Division is nothing but an area of the business where we are implementing. Area of the business where we are going for reporting purpose. Next, within the divisions, we'll define the legal entities. What is meant by legal entity? Legal entity is nothing but legal office where the client has registered their company legally. For example, if I want to start my business in India, I can register my business in Hyderabad and open n number of places. Okay, but legally registered office is in Hyderabad. So that's a legal entity. So legal entity is nothing but legally which is registered by the client with the government. With the government, it is registered. We will call it as legal office. So we can have multiple. Generally, one country, one legal entity is sufficient. But for the flexibility purpose, client can have multiple legal entities in the country. Generally, one country, one legal entity. For example, if I want to do business in India, I'll register my business in Hyderabad, but I can open the branches in multiple places. All my bills, taxes, everything I'll file to the government through my legal entity. So we don't need to register our branches. Branches we can open. You can see that Shopper Stop is there. Shopper Stop is registered in Mumbai. Legally, it is registered with Government of India in Mumbai. That's what legal office. That's what legal entity. But they opened the branches in every shopping mall. If you go to almost 90% in every shopping mall, there will be a shopper stop. Those all are nothing but a branches, sales branches. That they don't need to register with government every time. So whatever the business they are doing, so that all comes under this legal entity. That all comes under this legal entity. That is called legal entity and business units. Any, is everybody's clear? Any doubts here? I'm sorry. So legal entities, and within that business units will be defined. Within that business units will be defined. Okay. Next, business unit is nothing but a branches, as just now we discussed. Within that we'll find the department. Within that we'll find the department. There is something called RDS. There is something called RDS, reference data set. Reference data set. So whenever you want to share some data to your business units, we'll be using the reference data sets. We'll be using the reference data sets. Okay. So reference data sets are used to share the data. What data we are going to share? Departments, jobs, grades, locations. For example, there is a client says that finance department I required in every branch. Let's say there are 40 branches. Let's say there are 40 branches. In every branch, I would like to have a finance department. So I don't need to go for create 40 times. I don't need to create this finance department 40 times. I don't need to create. So what I can do, I can go for assign this only one time to the RDS, and RDS will be assigned to the business units automatically. RDS will be assigned to the business units automatically. That's how it will work. Okay. Yes. Any doubts here? Yes, Raviteja, one-time implementation. Next time we will be adding new legal entities. We will try to disable existing legal entities. Some modifications we will be doing. Establishment, company establishment will be similar here. Yes, Rakesh, we can access data from different locations, different branches, but we will assign the security profiles to the employees. For example, client says that I have 200 employees who will access the product. 100 employees are in India, 100 employees are in Singapore. So Singapore employees should access only Singapore data. India employees should access only India data. So like that, we can have the restrictions in the data access. That's what we will be doing. We have separate concept about that. The security part we'll be discussing there. Okay. So is clear everybody here? Any doubts you have in the enterprise structure flow? Yes. So after configuration of enterprise structure here, then we are going for ledger. Ledger is required. So ledger is mainly to maintain our financial transactions. Ledger is used. So not much in the HCM, human capital management is very less. Okay, but still we need, because once we pay the salaries to the employees, salary accounts will be generated in our legal entity that we have to transfer to the ledger. And LDC is mainly for legislation rules. So that we will be using in our next level payroll module. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about Okay. This is about enterprise structure configurator. It is mandatory. So every time when we are implementing the HCM, the first step what we are supposed to do is as an enterprise structure configuration. Okay. So we'll see this tomorrow, how we can configure. We discussed today theoretically ESC model. We'll define it tomorrow. Tomorrow we will hire employee, how to create usernames and passwords, how to assign the roles, and then we will go for define this model. We'll talk about that here. Okay, fine. I thought of we can do it today, but we will do it tomorrow. It's third day. Thank you. So any doubts anybody would like to, I got already emails. If someone is not, please drop your email IDs so that I'll share that folder to everybody. I request everyone, please subscribe to our channel to get the latest updates on that. Conversions, yes, Tirupati Rao, we have the data loading part. Yes, we have data loading part. We'll be discussing that here. Yes, Bharat, tell me. Yes, Bharat, go ahead. Yes, Devendra.
So actually, this Fusion application is entirely based on the subscription part, right? So if we
Subscription
say,
is there. Subscription is there. If any big client is there, for example, Cisco or GE or someone, they says that I don't want cloud. I want to buy the software and install in my server. They can do it.
Correct.
Oracle
So
is providing both options.
yeah, so this subscription fee is based on the number of users used,
Yes,
like in
definitely.
our example. Yeah.
Number of users and number of modules.
Okay, okay.
Yes, these are the three environments: cloud SaaS subscription, cloud
Right,
PaaS subscription, and direct on-premises.
right, correct.
Yes, Ahmad, go ahead.
Yeah, my question is about every module. At the end of every module, will you be having some kind of assessment, like some questions, answers?
Yes, maybe sometimes not in every module, but by end of the course also it will be there, or by end of 2 modules, but definitely we'll be having the complete discussion about that module doubts, interview questions and all this.
And what you showed for the RTL online, it will have the same thing, isn't it? What
Now,
these
this is actually
videos are?
this we are launching in 2020 January 1st,
Okay.
and this will be
Pre-recorded.
it's not at ready that yes here. So this is mainly, for example, we'll be discussing the payroll module in our training. So once you join in the project, they assigned Canada implementation. Okay. So in our training, obviously one country payroll I'll be covering, US payroll. But once you join in the project, your client is Canada client. So you do not know how to configure. Means we know the payroll module, everything, but Canada implementation is required some more knowledge. So those type of real-time labs we are developing. RTL stands for real-time learning, real-time labs for all the technologies we are building. Yes, Bharat, I'm not able to unmute you, it seems. I don't know why. I think so.
Actually, my doubt was cleared right now.
Yeah, tell me, Bharat.
No, actually, my doubt was cleared. The previous
Okay.
one who asked the same issue.
Sure. Thank you. So tomorrow, guys, tomorrow is going to be our third demo session. We'll discuss same meeting ID and we are going to have the same time. We'll talk about that. Thank you. Please drop your Gmail ID. Any doubts are there. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.